In this video, I'm going to teach you how to get comfortable selling your services to others and how to never have the fear of asking clients for money again. My name is Bonnie. I'm an experienced coach and the accreditation facilitator for the Coaching Masters. This channel is all about helping you achieve complete coaching mastery to up-level your coaching skills and grow your business. Now let's dive in and talk about the money. Money is the key thing that is going to take you from someone who has just done a coaching course, who is a coach, to someone who is an actual coaching professional. This means that if you want to be making some money, it is important that you know how to and feel comfortable selling your services to others. The first step to getting comfortable selling your services is to be prepared with the amount that you're offering. If you have never asked someone for money before, this experience is potentially going to make you feel pretty uncomfortable. So before you get on the phone with any potential clients, it's important to figure out how much your program is worth. And once you've established that, I want you to practice saying this out loud to yourself over and over and over again. So look in the mirror and say, my coaching program is worth X amount of money. When I first started, I was determined to sell my coaching program for $1,200 US. I'm selling them for more now, but at the time, this was a lot of money to ask someone to pay me for. I was having this internal battle in my head and I was questioning, would anyone pay me this much? And on the other hand, I was like, I've got this, I can do it. So I kept repeating to myself every day, every morning, evening, on walks, my program is worth $1,200. The investment in my program is $1,200, until I knew when I got on that first discovery call, chemistry call, whatever you want to call it, the words would just naturally roll out of my mouth, and you should be so comfortable with saying this number out loud that it just feels right and you don't even question it. If you hesitate about your own price when talking to someone else, they aren't going to want to buy from you. Step 2 is about outlining what is going to happen at the start of the call. We want to be making the investment conversation at the end of the first discovery chemistry session. This is that initial call where we find out if we are a good fit to work together. So at the beginning of the call, within the first 2 to 3 minutes after you have built some rapport, you want to be letting them know that at the end of the call, a decision will be made on whether or not the potential client will be investing in the coaching program. This way, when the money conversation comes up, no one is surprised that you're going to be asking them for money. So don't talk about money before you have gone through the coaching process and have talked about your program. This is going to make it so much easier for you to get the payment, because you don't want them to check out of the call at the beginning if you start talking about money then, because if they do think that it is too expensive, then they're just going to check out and they're not going to pay attention for the rest of the call. Step 3, notice how I use the word investment instead of cost or price. The words cost and price are associated with spending and can have a negative connotation attached to them. We want to be using the word investment because it implies that there will be rewards at the end of it. The potential client is investing in themselves to make a better life for themselves, to be happier, to be healthier, to be more confident, to have a better career. Whatever their reason is for working with you, they are better off than if they had not participated in the coaching program at all. Step 4, make payment easy for them. My preferred way to take payment is Stripe. They take a small percentage off the payment and are a lot more affordable than services like PayPal. Taking payment on the call is also more beneficial because it means that people don't have time to overthink their decision and back out after initially agreeing to move forward with you. Sometimes what can happen is people's fear systems start to kick in and they try to provide logic to the way that they're feeling, and that initial excitement can turn to nervousness, doubt, fear, and they will talk themselves out of it and go, I'm too busy, I don't have the right amount of money, I Googled someone that's cheaper than you. And I have lost clients this way, so I don't want this to happen to you too. So please take it on that initial call and don't miss out on opportunities like what I have. And if you're nervous about taking or asking for that initial payment, I would suggest saying something like, does this sound like something you would like to be involved in? And get them to start saying yes a lot. After they've said yes a few times, you can just say, great, how would you like to pay? Credit or debit, Visa, MasterCard. This again triggers the brain that a payment does need to be taken and taken now. Step 5, offer options. If someone is unable to pay for the entire program up front, you can offer payment plans. Work out for yourself beforehand what it would be like if they paid monthly or over a longer period of time. You can always make your payment plans increase with a percentage over time. If they're taking longer to pay, then they'll have to just pay a little bit more overall at the end. Remember guys, anything new will feel uncomfortable until we get used to it. So it's great that you now have these steps so that you can begin to get comfortable selling your services. But there is one thing overall, above all else, that is going to help you overcome the fear of asking clients for money. So first, I just want to see, does any of this sound like you? You book in for a discovery call, you're so excited to get on with the potential client, but then you get to the money part and you're just filled with dread, doubt, nervousness. And I know this because I've had coaches tell me over and over again that they hate the money conversation. But this part of the call is crucial because if you're going to become a full-time coach, your survival depends on it. Your rent, the mortgage, the food you're eating, providing for your family. All of this depends on your ability to make some money. If these aspects seem important to you, which I definitely think they are to me, then that is why we need to make money. So why do we have such a hard time asking for it when we are providing a service in return? It all comes down to your beliefs and your identity and the fact that maybe you're not taking yourself seriously as a coach. So first, we're going to tackle the money side of things. What beliefs do you hold around money? Normally, the beliefs that we hold are taught to us as young children, and we may not even realize that we pick them up or they become a part of our thought process. It is important to question whether or not these beliefs are actually true, because every potential client you speak to, you're going to have the money conversation with. So you want to have beliefs that are going to actually serve you moving forward and help you. These are some limiting beliefs that I've heard around money. Let me just know if any of these sound familiar to you. Do you believe that money doesn't grow on trees or that money is scarce? Do you believe that money makes you greedy, corrupts you, makes you a bad person? Or maybe you're just worried that the other person may not have enough money and you don't want to put them in a bad situation or make them feel bad. So if you are holding any of these beliefs, you are not going to be making a lot of money, because either you do not believe it's out there or you will be repelling it. So what steps can we take to get a new empowering money belief? Get comfortable talking about money, normalize it at home, create a new money story for yourself that is going to help you attract money instead of repel it. And this will all help alleviate that shame that some of us experience around money. So let's tackle these beliefs one by one. The first one, money is scarce. If you believe money is everywhere or there is more than enough money to go around for everyone, then you'll start to see more of it appear in your life. There is actually an abundance of money in the world, and according to an astrophysicist, the total worth of the earth is $5 quadrillion. There are 7 billion people on the planet, so that is more than enough money to go around or to have someone pay for your services. Now, the second limiting belief is that money makes you corrupt or it makes you a bad person. So if you believe money in itself does not have the power to make you evil, then you will be willing to have it in your life because you'll know that you are a good person and will find good things to do with your money. Money can only amplify the person that you already are. Now, limiting belief number 3, they can't afford it, making them pay will hurt them in some way. If you believe that the person will truly be better off having done some coaching with you and participating in your program, then investing in your program will not make them worse off. It is also important to remember that you never project onto somebody else what their financial state is. Every individual is in charge of their own financial decisions. Who are you to tell someone what they can and cannot spend money on? If you shift to these new money beliefs, then you'll be more open to having more money in your life, and the money conversation will not be as daunting. Once you realize that money is your ticket to survival and for more opportunities and to provide good, you'll be more open to asking for it. So now let's shift this to the identity part of it. Are you identifying as a coach, as an entrepreneur, as someone who is fully in control of the amount of money they make, as someone who creates value for money? Or are you identifying as an employee, someone who trades time for money and has limits to the amount of money they can make? If you're still thinking, but why would someone pay me? Here are some of the limiting beliefs around identity, and just let me know if any of these are ringing true for you. I'm not enough. Why would someone choose me over someone who is more experienced? I'm not worth that. I don't know enough. I don't have enough to offer them. Who I am isn't special. Why would someone pick me over her? My partner, family, friends, they won't love me or they won't accept me if I'm making more money than them. My partner has always been the breadwinner in our house, and I don't want to make them feel bad for making more money than them. So if any of these are ringing true, or if you are experiencing any of these, it's time to shift into a new coaching identity where you believe that you are a coach, know your worth, and realize the value you have to offer. These sessions that we provide people can change their lives for years to come. I have had clients tell me years later the impact they are still having after a particular session. If you can help change the trajectory of someone's life, then how much is that worth? I think it's pretty priceless. Another thing, coaching is not about how much you know. It is about the quality of your questions. You don't have the power to solve everyone's problems, so get that out of your head right now. You just need to help them discover through questioning the answers that are already inside of them. I want you to think for yourself, how do you actually show up for a session? So when you show up, do you show up half-assed, or do you show up 100% ready to give someone your time, your energy, and make them feel heard? You could be the one person in their life that is actually listening to what they have to say. And that in itself is incredibly valuable, especially when we live in a world where everyone has an opinion. Just listening can be such an underrated skill. So how do we start to identify as a coach if we are having these beliefs? We start to see the value of the service you are providing. Do not go in with the assumption that you know what a potential client is thinking. We think they're going, oh, well, she's too expensive, or what does she know to charge that much. These thoughts, we need to cut them out because we're just projecting this onto the client. We don't even know them, and it's just going to turn into a negative feedback loop. So shifting these beliefs starts with you. What if you went into a session with the full belief that you were worth it? How would that change the money conversation? You are now empowering yourself, and others will be able to feel this too. Energy is real, and that vibe you give off matters. If you do this and you go in believing that you can do it or that your service is worth that investment, you can turn this into a positive feedback loop. So instead, you believe in yourself, you see the value of your program, and you pitch that to somebody else. They also see the value, they buy from you, and then it confirms this for yourself. Or you believe so much in the value of your program and you see the value of your program that initially someone doesn't see it, but just from hearing you talk about it, you've shifted their perspective and they're ready to invest in your program. It all starts with you guys. So replace those old beliefs about yourself with new I am statements. Say to yourself, I am a successful coach, and explain to yourself why this is in fact true. Sooner or later, the new beliefs will naturally become who you are. You will identify as a successful coach who is deserving to be paid, and you will never be afraid of having the money conversation with clients again. So I hope you enjoyed this, guys. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so you never miss valuable coaching content, and make sure to give this video a like if this content resonated with you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. See you soon.